In Thane, Latur, Nasik and others are coming up in Maharashtra in the next 6 months. It is a crucial time for Maratha politics. The two parties are out fighting over the legacy of original Maratha Hriday Samrat Bala Sahib at this point of time. While for Raj Thackeray, this is more a matter of survival. But for Bala Sahib Thackeray's son and the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Uddhav Thackeray, it is a matter of challenge to his inheritance. Here's a report by Pankaj Upadhyay.
पूर्वी ज्या स्टाईलमध्ये बोलत होतो अशी ही स्टाईल माझी कोणीतरी उचलली म्हणतात मला माहित नाही कोणी.
Shiv Sena released this video of the late party patriarch minutes after Raj Thackeray posted Bala Sahib raising his voice against loudspeakers used by mosques in Maharashtra.
ज्या दिवशी माझं सरकार या महाराष्ट्रामध्ये येईल त्यावेळेला रस्त्यामधले नमाज आम्ही पडल्यात बंद केल्याशिवाय राहणार नाही. कारण धर्म असा असावा लागतो की तो राष्ट्र विकासाच्या आड येता कामा नये, लोकांना त्याचा उपद्रव होता कामा नये. आमच्या हिंदू धर्माचा कुठे जर कोणाला उपद्रव होत असेल त्यांनी मला येऊन सांगावं, आम्ही त्याचा बंदोबस्त करायला तयार आहोत. लाऊडस्पीकर मशिदीवरचे खाली येतील बंद.
It was the nephew's attempt to remind and revoke the memory of his mentor. Raj Thackeray wanted to establish once again that he and his party are the true inheritors of Maratha tiger Bala Sahib Thackeray's legacy. Uddhav Thackeray camp responded with another video where the Shiv Sena founder is heard criticizing his nephew.
पूर्वी ज्या स्टाईलमध्ये बोलत होतो अशी ही स्टाईल माझी कोणीतरी उचलली म्हणतात मला माहित नाही कोणी. त्यांना माहिती म्हणजे मी माझ्या स्टाईलमध्ये जर उद्या बोललो तर मी त्यांची कॉपी करतोय असं म्हणताल तुम्ही कदाचित. स्टाईल वगैरे ठीक आहे हो, विचाराला महत्त्व आहे. काय वाचन बिचन आहे का तुमचं? मराठी मराठी मराठी. अरे झाल्यावर तुमचा जन्म झाला नव्हता त्यावेळेला मी मराठी काढलेली आहे महाराष्ट्रामध्ये.
Raj Thackeray has been following his uncle's footsteps since he was in his 20s. Whether as a budding cartoonist or the youth leader of Shiv Sena, it was clearly his aspiration to rise in Bala Sahib's eyes as his inheritor. But when time came, Thackeray Sr. chose his son over his nephew. Since then, it has been a struggle for Raj Thackeray to establish himself as the Maratha right-wing leader. He chose the path of hardcore Hindutva politics and agitation, while his cousin Uddhav Thackeray was criticized as being moderate Shiv Sena face. With multiple local body elections due in Maharashtra in the next 6 months, Raj Thackeray has been over-assertive with politics of war for legacy. He chose the topic of loudspeakers used by the mosques, much like his uncle, to bring him and his party back in headlines and put the Uddhav Thackeray-led Agadi government on the back foot. Next, he chose Aurangabad, the city and the same ground chosen by Bala Sahib in 1988 to hold his rally and launch an attack on his chief minister cousin. He draped the saffron silk shawl much like Bala Sahib with bright red tilak on his forehead. Uddhav Thackeray responded with posters of the original Shiv Sena leaders' Aurangabad rally pictures. Raj Thackeray's mannerisms and speech delivery are clearly influenced by his uncle. But he is far off the mark when it comes to the political pragmatism of the late patriarch.
If Bal Thackeray was the Hindu Hriday Samrat, Raj Thackeray is called Hindu Jan Nayak by his followers. The Shiv Sena calls Raj Thackeray a duplicate, trying to copy Bal Thackeray in order to get political mileage. Raj Thackeray, on his part, is again experimenting on his shoes. At some levels, after all, it's a do-or-die scenario for him. The elections will be the true test of the Thackeray legacy. With camera person Samir Shanbag, this is Pankaj Upadhyay in Mumbai, reporting for India Today.
The fight over loudspeaker gets bigger Raj Thackre's MNS acted on its threat to disrupt Azan. MNS workers played Hanuman Chalisa on loudspeakers. We'll get you that story in just about a bit, but let's shift focus and get you some stories coming in from Punjab as well. It is Congress versus Congress in Punjab. Party General Secretary KC Venugopal forwarded the complaint against Navjot Singh Sidhu to the chairman of the party's disciplinary committee, AK Anthony, for perusal. Punjab Congress chief Harish Chaudhary had written to party chief Sonia Gandhi over Navjot Singh Sidhu and said he cannot be allowed to portray himself against or above the party for that matter. Take a look at this complete story.
The proverbial last straw.
मैं अमरिंदर सिंह राजा वड़िंग वचनबंद हाँ कि पंजाब प्रदेश कांग्रेस कमेटी दे प्रधान वजों मैं भारत दे संविधान प्रति पूरी निष्ठा रखांगा.
Navjot Singh Sidhu's absence from the podium when his successor took oath as the PPCC chief was too conspicuous for the party leadership to ignore.
Ahead of the Punjab Assembly elections, the Congress party not only faced the anti-incumbency but also the internal strife. Then PCC chief Navjot Singh Sidhu and then Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh were not on the same page. What happened between Sidhu and Captain also continued between Sidhu and Charanjit Singh Chani as well. But now Congress seems ready to crack the whip.
The parties in charge for Punjab and Chandigarh, Harish Chaudhary has shot off a letter to Congress President Sonia Gandhi demanding a show cause be served to the maverick leader. The letter underscored Sidhu's alleged sins of omission and commission that cost Congress dearly in the elections.
ਝੂਠ ਬੋਲ ਕੇ 500 ਵਾਅਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਉਹਦੇ ਚੋਂ ਕੁੱਖ ਪੂਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਖੜਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਵੀ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਕਰੋ ਉਹ ਕੋਰਟ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਰਿਪੋਰਟ ਹੈ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਣਾਈ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸੈਕਟਰੀ ਨੇ ਬਣਾਈ ਹੈ ਕਰ ਦਿਓ ਜਨਤਕ ਕੀ ਤੋਂ ਡਰਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਤੇ ਜੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਨਾ ਇਹ ਤਾਕਤ 4 ਦਿਨ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰਧਾਨ ਆ
ਬੱਬਰ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ
Sidhu's full-blown meltdowns
ਸਿੱਧੂ ਤੇਰੀ ਸੋਚ ਤੇ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਬੇਸਬਰੀ ਤੋਂ ਇੰਤਜ਼ਾਰ ਸੀ
and temper tantrums made national headlines during the election campaign in Punjab.
ਸਵਾਲ ਇੰਨਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੌਣ ਡਿਜ਼ਰਵ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਕੌਣ ਨਹੀਂ
Encountering negative public perception, not only did Congress lose power in Punjab, but Navjot Singh Sidhu himself was defeated at his own constituency in Amritsar East.
According to Congress party sources, the complaint against Navjot Singh Sidhu has reached party's disciplinary committee and an action is imminent. The action can be in way of expulsion, suspension or a mere warning to Navjot Singh Sidhu. But one thing is for sure, that Congress party is sending a message loud and clear that indiscipline in the party won't be tolerated. With Manjeet Sehgal in Chandigarh, this is Supriya Bhardwaj for India Today in Delhi.
Welcome back. In a story of sheer grit, determination and passion, surviving mostly on rice fermented in water as her mother is a daily wage labourer. Anita Kumari has managed to make it to the list of 33 for the national camp for the upcoming FIFA Under-17 World Cup. Here's a complete report.
No one out there saw that coming, and it's Anita cutting in onto her favourite right foot.
Poverty, lack of resources, none of it has stopped Anita from chasing her goal. Against all odds, the Class 11 student has made it to the national camp for the Indian team that will compete in the upcoming FIFA Under-17 World Cup. And her family is on cloud 9.
दीदी बहुत ही मेहनत से वो अंडर-17 फीफा वर्ल्ड कप में खेली क्योंकि वो बहुत कष्ट से वो खेली खाने पीने का भी सुविधा नहीं था फिर भी मार भात खा के वो अभी फीफा वर्ल्ड कप में सिलेक्शन हुआ उसका तो हमें बहुत गर्व फील होता है कि वो कुछ कर रही है
Anita comes from a family of 7 members. Often they are unable to make ends meet. And Anita's success has given them a reason to cheer.
अच्छा लगा था
अच्छा लागत है, कैसन लागते कहत है ठीक है ले गरीब छुआ आगे बढ़ले कहत है। आनंद सर पहुँचा है, कौन पहुँचाता वो आला खेलाला हम तो जानबो न करते रहिए गेंदा खेलाना से हम कहिए बेटा छुआ खेलाना तो का जान बेटी छुआ खेलत थी, खेलते खेलते आगे बढ़ गई थी।
उसको खेलने जाती थी तो मना भी करते थे क्या?
हम मना नहीं किए हैं कभी, अगला बगल अगर को बोल रहा था लेकिन हम बोले नहीं।
कैसे कैसे पहुंची हो यहाँ तक?
अब देखिए, अब ऊपर वाला का देन है।
Anita's coach says she always stood out amongst her peers.
जो अनीता है, बहुत सारे और भी लड़कियां थी, लेकिन अनीता में एक अलग जुनून दिखता था, है ना। उन लोग उससे जो फोकस होता था, जो भी बताते थे उसको ज्यादा फोकस करती थी और उसमें एक लगता था कि कुछ कर सकती है। स्टार्ट हुआ तो उन लोग खेलना से जब डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल, नेशनल लेवल, इंटरनेशनल लेवल खेलने लगे, जब न्यूज में आने लगे तो पेरेंट्स लोग और ज्यादा सपोर्ट करने लगे। जो गांव के लोग कमेंट करते थे, करे लड़की लोग जब ऐसे जो कमेंट करते थे, अब जो ही लोग सपोर्ट करते हैं।
The list of 33 for the national coaching camp at Jamshedpur features 7 tribal girls from Jharkhand. Their selection is an inspiration for many more hidden talents to emerge. Bureau Report, India Today.